Hey y'all, it's me, Dree. So we're starting today with contentment, miracle, and lost. So contentment is about accepting a situation for what it is. It's that moment where y'all stop trying to negotiate with what's in front of y'all and start allowing yourselves to see it clearly. And then we move into miracle, which brings in an unexpected shift. I'm getting something changes here that may not have been seen, that may not have seemed very likely before. And it asks the collective to remain open to the possibility that transformation can happen in ways y'all couldn't even predict. And then we arrive at lost. Now, lost is that uncertain space where y'all no longer have the same sense of direction y'all had before. But this card, it also reminds us that confusion can be productive because it forces y'all to reassess where you actually are. It forces y'all to reconnect with y'all's own guidance system. And it forces y'all to figure out what y'all actually want next. So there's a progression happening here. It's going from acceptance to unexpected transformation to uncertainty about what comes next. Now let's get into this message. We're starting under this contentment undertone. And with the tarot, I have the Four of Coins, the Chariot, and the Nine of Cups. So I think contentment is asking the collective to accept a situation for exactly what it is. Because with this Four of Coins, I'm getting that somebody in the field has been holding their cards very close. There's a creature of habit kind of energy here. I think somebody has been operating based on those habits instead of responding to what is actually happening in the present moment. They're holding on to their position. They are conserving. They are keeping things very close to the chest. And well, collective, I'm gathering that that behavior wasn't working for y'all. Now, was it? No, it wasn't, because then we get this Chariot. And the Chariot, this represents forward movement. This card is about determination. It's about action. It's about taking control of y'all's own direction. So rather than continuing to frolic around in a situation that wasn't changing, I'm getting y'all decided to move. Y'all observed what was happening. Y'all accepted what y'all were seeing. And then y'all took action based on the information that was actually in front of y'all. And then with this Nine of Cups reversed, I think we understand why. Because there is an undertone here of lowered inhibitions and self-indulgence that ultimately leaves somebody feeling hollow. So I'm getting whatever was happening in this environment may have offered some temporary gratification. There may have been pleasure attached to it. There may have even been moments where everything felt good. But underneath all of that, something wasn't emotionally fulfilling. And that brings us right back up to this contentment, I think, because contentment, that appears to be what y'all were actually seeking, right? In this situation, I don't know, collective, it just doesn't seem like it was cutting it. So instead of continuing to wait for the situation to become something different, y'all accepted what it was and y'all moved accordingly. And that leads us right into this miracle, doesn't it? I see a miracle in moving, and I think the tarot does too. I have the Devil. I have the Fool reversed. I have the Queen of Coins reversed. So yes, I think these cards are actually showing us what the miracle was. Because the Devil tells me this situation had its grip on the collective. This was not some passive experience that y'all could take or leave without feeling anything about it. There was some sort of an attachment here. Something about this situation mattered enough to the collective that there was a real pull associated with it. And that is important here because it tells us that moving forward with this Chariot, that wasn't necessarily done easily, was it, collective? And then we get the Fool reverse, and I'm getting that there was a window here for something new. There was an opportunity for a new beginning. But because this Fool came in reverse, that tells me that the opportunity failed to launch properly. Something didn't get off the ground. And well, rather than continuing to hang around waiting for that opportunity to become something that it wasn't becoming, we land at the Queen of Coins reverse. So this is where I see the collective pulling their energy all the way back in and tending to themselves. And getting y'all shifted y'all's focus back onto y'all's own life. Back onto y'all's own stability. Back onto what y'all can actually nurture, organize, build, and control. And you did that because, well, what else are you going to do? Y'all cannot launch an opportunity by yourselves when another person or another situation isn't meeting y'all there or anywhere. And I really do think that is the miracle here. Collective, y'all saw the distortion and y'all moved. Y'all had an attachment to this situation. That means y'all had a reason to want it to work. There was a window where something new potentially could have developed. And when it failed to launch properly, instead of abandoning yourselves to remain attached to the possibility, y'all redirected y'all's attention back into y'all's own lives. This feels like the development of a new boundary for the collective. And by some miracle, y'all held y'all's line successfully. And really, collective, that makes lost feel like such a natural place for this message to land, because I'm getting this is new. Y'all saw, y'all observed, Y'all gave yourselves enough information so that y'all could come to a conclusion. And when you came to the conclusion, then y'all moved. So now y'all are standing in that little window of time between something ending and whatever comes next arriving. And that window, that can feel uncertain. But collective, we've all learned a little bit about uncertainty by now, haven't we? Uncertainty doesn't automatically mean y'all made the wrong decision. Sometimes uncertainty simply means y'all stopped participating in something before y'all knew what was going to replace it. And naturally, collective, that may leave some of y'all asking, how can I really be sure that nothing went wrong when I chose to walk away? And I think this tarot answers that question as it drives this message home. I have the King of Cups reverse, the 3 of Coins reverse, the 8 of Cups reverse. So with this King of Cups coming in reverse, I'm getting the other side of this situation. They were not coming across as emotionally balanced. In fact, I think some of their behavior may have given the collective the impression that they were emotionally immature. And what's more, I'm getting that this person may have led with a heart-centered experience. They may have initially presented themselves as emotionally open, or they may have created an experience that felt emotionally significant. But the reality is that they don't appear to have emotional availability, which is necessary to sustain what they led with. And I'm getting that has left y'all unable to properly collaborate within the space that y'all were both occupying, because the next card is this 3 of Coins reversed and collective. This card says everything you all need to know. There was third-party friction here. And I want to be clear with y'all when I talk about third-party energy. Because yes, third-party energy can absolutely be another romantic or sexual connection. It can definitely be a fling. But third-party energy can also be anything else existing in the 3D that is interfering with two people's ability to properly engage with one another. So this could be a parent. It could be a job. It could be a child. It could be another obligation. It could be another relationship entirely. The point here is not necessarily who or what the third party is. The point is that something outside of the connection was creating enough friction that these two people could no longer properly collaborate within the space they were sharing. And this 3 of Coins reverse, I'm going to say it, it also carries the energy of becoming isolated inside of a collaborative environment because of that friction. So I invite you, collective, to really think about that. Y'all are technically participating in something with another person, but somehow y'all increasingly find yourselves doing it alone. And then the 8 of Cups reverse ends this whole message. I'm getting that this other person isn't necessarily being honest with themselves or anybody else about where they actually stand. They could be faking happiness while internally feeling completely in limbo. And collective, this is where I think these cards show just how much work y'all have actually done, because y'all didn't immediately react to this. Y'all saw it. Y'all observed it. y'all allowed enough of the situation to unfold that y'all could support y'all's own conclusion. And then once y'all gathered enough information, well, y'all moved. And now that y'all have walked away, the distortion, that now has to change form, doesn't it, collective? Because if y'all are no longer participating in it, then whatever pattern existed before required y'all's presence in order to continue operating in exactly the same way, right? And now y'all removed yourselves from the equation. So now whatever remains on the other side, it has to do something different. It either has to reorganize itself into a healthier pattern, or it has to reveal that it was never capable of doing that in the first place. And collective, I just want to say this clearly. This is not y'all's job to figure out anymore. Y'all's job was to recognize what was happening. Y'all's job was to determine whether it aligned with what y'all actually wanted. And y'all's job was to respond accordingly. And apparently, collective, y'all did. So, if y'all are sitting with this lost energy right now, wondering what comes next, I don't think these cards are telling y'all that y'all are lost because y'all made the wrong decision. No. I think y'all are simply standing somewhere y'all haven't stood before. Because y'all chose y'all's boundary before y'all knew what was waiting for y'all on the other side of it. And maybe, collective, that's the real miracle in this message. Because y'all didn't need the guarantee first. Y'all saw the distortion. Y'all trusted what y'all observed. And y'all moved. So now y'all are allowing whatever comes next to come next. And isn't that the beautiful thing of it all? That's the message that I have for y'all today. So if this one landed, then like my message, leave me a comment and let me know. And make sure y'all are following along. And if you made it to the end, I want to hear about it. I love hearing from all of y'all. And remember, where there is love, there is light. I'll see y'all again real soon.